Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. It's another late night filming session. I've really been getting in the habit of filming late. Sometimes when I go back and edit these videos, I feel like my energy is a little bit lower than if I was able to film earlier in the day, but it has been super busy lately. Yesterday was Saturday. We had Hazel's birthday party. Today's Halloween, and I was not going to attempt to film a video while trick-or-treaters were knocking on the door constantly. Not to mention, Hazel and Ron really went for trick-or-treating hard this year. Like, they were in it to get all the candy. I've never seen them like this before. In previous years, we would take them around the block and they'd be over it. They were done. My husband and I would be like, "Don't you want more candy? Come on, let's go." And they were like, "No, that's okay." And this year, we went out 3 times. We went out for like a half an hour, came back and rested, went out for another half hour, came back and rested. Then the third time, I said to my husband, "Why don't you take them?" And he took them around. So we basically were trick-or-treating non-stop, and I cannot wait to get to bed. But before I do, I wanted to film my Empties video for the month because it's time. It's October 31st. It's time to film the empties. So this video is going to be my October empties and low buy update. Let's get into it. I don't have a lot, but I'm happy with some of these empties. They're good empties, I would say. In no particular order, I finished a hair oil. This is the Macadamia Professional Nourishing Moisture Oil Treatment. This is not part of my low buy. I will not be giving myself a point for finishing this. In fact, I've already replaced this with a different hair oil, which I will be talking about in a minute for my low buy update. But this is a great hair oil. I really, really like it, and I do consider myself at this point to need a hair oil. This is an essential product as far as my beauty routine goes. Is it so essential that I couldn't live without it? No, but it's essential enough that I use it consistently, and I would like to always have one on hand. And so I have replaced this with a new hair oil, but I really enjoyed this a lot. At first, I thought the scent was a little bit strong. It reminds me a little bit of Angel by Thierry Mugler, but I did eventually get used to the scent, and I really enjoyed it. And I was trying to repurchase this exact same bottle, but I couldn't track it down at my local TJ Maxx where I used to see this all the time. So I didn't replace it with this exact brand, but this was really good and I enjoyed it. I actually had 2 of these. I'm pretty sure this came from Ulta originally. So if I wanted to buy this particular one, I could have, but I just ran to TJ Maxx and grabbed any hair oil. So this is gone. Next, I finished a setting spray. This is the Ofra Makeup Fixer Light Mist. This lasted forever. This is a huge amount of setting spray. This is 240 milliliters or 8 ounces. I don't know how many ounces are like in a MAC Fix Plus, but this lasted forever. I would compare this to a MAC Fix Plus in a lot of ways. It had that same results as far as just, it didn't really mattify, it didn't moisturize, it didn't leave me dewy or glowy. It just set my makeup, which was really nice. I wasn't crazy about this pump or this sprayer. I felt like it was a little bit too intense. Is there something in here? Oh, it's getting me. I felt like the nozzle on this was a little bit too intense, so I ended up pouring it into an empty bottle of the Urban Decay All-Nighter, which has a sprayer on that one that I know, I love, and I trust. So I ended up using that bottle to spray, but the formula of this actual setting spray was good. I don't have a problem with that. I just didn't like the nozzle, but I would consider repurchasing this. I haven't yet, but I would consider repurchasing this down the road. I think it's a good value, and I liked it. So this next one is super exciting, and if you saw my finale for the Graveyard Project Pan, then you know what it is. I finally finished my Clean and Clear Shine Control Mattifier. I was debating on whether I wanted to post this video before or after my Graveyard Project Pan finale, but I knew I needed to post this video after because I wanted to talk about this empty in that video first. But yes, I am so excited to finally have finished this. Oh my gosh. I've been panning this thing for like 4 years. It is ridiculous. I am so happy. I'm not gonna repurchase this. This is just gonna be gone. I just will have this, I will have one less bottle in my life because this is not something I would consider repurchasing. I didn't feel like I needed it. It's just gone. And I'm super excited whenever I finish a product that I realize is like gone and there's nothing gonna replace it. I'm extra excited because through all these years of project panning, I have gotten to a point where my numbers have slowly crept down. And a lot of times when I finish something, I need to replace it with something, but that's not one of them. I don't need to replace that one, and I'm super excited. So finally. Another exciting empty is another foundation empty. This is the Revlon Color Stay. Love this foundation. I really enjoyed it. It was in the shade Ivory. I don't know if they still carry this formula, but I know they don't carry anything in a package like this anymore. I've always heard good things about the Color Stay formula in general. Probably not going to be repurchasing a Revlon foundation in the future. There's too many really good cruelty-free options out there, but I really enjoyed this. And although I'm glad it's gone, I'm sorry I'm not still working on it, but I gotta keep these foundations moving. I have way too many. And I finished a setting powder. This is a deluxe sample. This is Magic by Prescriptives. It was a liquid powder, but by the time I finally got around to using it, it wasn't liquid anymore. It was just a dry powder. It was good. It took me forever to get through this little sample. I am gonna give myself a full point for this. Even though I suppose it's just a deluxe sample, it took me forever to get through it. Again, a category I have way too many of, and I'm just really happy to have this number going down. And I have a full size of this still, so it's not like this is gone from my life. I still have another one. I have a couple of little sachet samples. First of all, I finished my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I thought this was good. I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other. I think I got 4 or 5 uses out of it. So I had enough to form an opinion. I don't feel like my makeup lasted particularly much longer than with any other primer, but I also didn't see anything like horrible with it either. I thought it was good. I don't know if I would repurchase it or not. I do have different primer needs throughout the year, and this is a primer I would probably prefer to use in spring or summer versus winter or fall, I think. I would prefer something a little bit glowier as we get into the colder months, something that just brings a lot more life to my skin rather than something that is kind of gel-based and known for its gripping protection. So, or gripping abilities. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I would consider purchasing this. I have a lot of primers to go through too. That's another category that is way too high. I don't really need to think about whether I would purchase another primer because I have enough. And then I finished a serum. This was the Rodan & Fields Life Changing Skincare Serum. This is a new product to their company. I do use Rodan & Fields. Rodan & Fields is an MLM, and I use them for my lash serum. And so I have a Rodan & Fields lady, and she sent me this. It only had 1 use in it, so I can't tell you much about it other than the one time I used it, I really liked it and I thought it was good. Historically, Rodan & Fields products are pretty pricey, so I'm guessing this is very expensive. I'm probably not going to buy this, but I did enjoy this 1 use and I thought it was good, so there you go. All right, my final product for my empties part of this video is going to be a declutter. Doesn't happen too often around here, but I have decided to declutter something, and it is this. I also talked about this in my finale for my Graveyard Project Pan. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Aquafresh Highlighting Eyeshadow in 020 Luminous Sensation. I couldn't make it work. I couldn't make it work. That's the long and the short of it. It's a jelly, squishy formula. It seems really cool. I don't know why, but I cannot make this work on my eyes. So I'm going to give this to Hazel and let her play with it. I bet she could make this disappear in like 2 minutes, and she'll have fun with it. So I actually thought that she could use this as like a face highlight, but it is too dark on her fair skin. She's a little bit more fair than I am, so she can't use it as a face highlight, but she could maybe use it as a blush or an eyeshadow. I don't know. It's hers. I'm getting rid of it. I do have another one of these in a white shade. I should pull it out and see if I can get that one to work too. I really wish I could make this work, but I can't. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't need it. And I'm pretty sure that if I couldn't use it the 30 times I was trying to use it in that project, that I'm never gonna reach for it again. So I'm letting it go. Okay, that is it for the empties. Let's move on to the low buy update. If you've been following along in these videos, you know I got myself into a bit of trouble last month. So walking in to October, I was in the hole for my low buy update by 52.5 points. That hurt a lot. It hurt right here. So I am attempting to dig myself out of a hole that I got myself into, mostly due to the Pat McGrath holiday palette that I was sent for free for review purposes. So I wasn't like going on some spending spree and blowing all my money, but my low buy is really hurting hard right now. So I'm digging myself out of this hole. 52.5 points on October 1st. The question is, did anything new come into my life? And the answer is, of course it did. That's just what I do. Things come in constantly. I'm having a lot of fun with Octoly, with Influencer, with different opportunities, but let me show you what they are. The first product I want to talk about is this right here. This is the First Aid Beauty Pure Skin Deep Cleanser with Red Clay. Helps remove excess oil, unclog pores, and purify. I received this from Octoly and from First Aid Beauty for review purposes. I was a little bit nervous when I requested this because it seemed like it was really targeting people who had oily skin. And although my skin can get oily, I don't consider myself to have a huge problem with oily skin. I consider myself to be more normal skin, but especially in the summer, especially if there's even the slightest amount of humidity in the air, I do feel like I could be a little bit oily. I'm certainly not dry this time of year, although by next week, when we get down to the 40s every day, I will be dry. So it just really depends on the time of the year. But I didn't feel like this was too much for my normal to combo skin. I felt like this was perfect. What I also found was that the littlest amount of product will wash my entire face, even if I just use an oil-based cleanser all over my face and I have to wash all that oil off. This will get through it with like a half of a pea size amount. The first time I tried to use this, I poured way too much into my hand, and it just kept going and going and going. And it took me like a week of cutting back the amount that I was pouring onto my hand to finally realize that I basically needed nothing and I could wash my whole face with nothing. It's unbelievable. It does have a kind of pinky red color to it, which is a little weird, but kind of cool. And it does have maybe a subtle scent to it, nothing overpowering or strong. I can't describe it. Maybe it's a little, I don't know. I have a hand cream on that's scented and it's throwing me off. It does have a scent to it. I can't accurately describe it to you though. All I could say is this product was not too harsh for my skin type. I feel like this can help a variety of skin types unless you are like the driest of the dry. I might stay away from this if I were you. But other than that, I think this will work for you. I think this will clean your face really nicely, and I think it did a good job on my skin. So I really was pleasantly surprised with this. I will leave all the information to this product linked down below if you are interested in looking into this, but I really felt like it did a good job of cleaning my face without over drying it in any way. So yeah, it was a winner. Thank you to Octoly and First Aid Beauty for sending me this product for review. I love reviewing products that I need anyways in my life. Like, I need face wash all the time, so. Okay, the next product was not quite free. It was almost free. Influencer had a campaign where they were promoting the fact that Sephora is now inside a lot of Kohls. I don't know if you noticed, but Kohls has now started doing business with Sephora, and some of their locations now have a Sephora inside of it. When I saw that not my closest Kohls, but the next closest Kohls was getting the Sephora inside of it, I just thought, oh dear Lord, Paula, there's one more store you can never go to again. Like, I used to be able to go to Kohls, but now I can't, because if I go to a Kohls with a Sephora inside of it, I will be in big trouble. However, they had this promotion and they were looking for influencers to promote this happening. And so they were offering a $15 cash back with any purchase if you complete the tasks for this box, or for this box, or for this event. So I went to Kohls with a Sephora inside of it, and I looked around and I found a product that cost $18. So in the end, I paid $3 for this product, but I ended up getting this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. Not only was I extremely attracted to this adorable, beautiful color and packaging, but also I was working on the primer at the same time, and I was curious to see what the combination of the two would be. I was surprised to see that this is like a bi-phase product. So there's like moisturizing oils on the top, and then there's something else down here. As you guys know, I haven't really been able to keep up with the new releases, so I don't know everything about every product out there right now, and I didn't know that this was something you had to shake up to use, but you definitely have to shake it up. I think you could see now it's really separating more and more. And this is glowy. This is very glowy. I cannot use this right now. My skin is not dry enough for this level of glow. This is something I'm going to save for January. That's when I can really appreciate this and enjoy this. I don't feel like the primer really was something that specific that I had to reserve for like the coldest, driest months out of the year. But this one, I definitely feel like I'm not interested in at this time of the year. That being said, I had a lot of fun purchasing this for only $3 because this retails for $18 and my cash back was for $15. So I'm really happy I had a chance to try this at a seriously discounted price thanks to Influencer and Kohls and Sephora. Okay, the next new product that came in is the replacement hair oil. I just went to my local TJ Maxx and I looked for that hair oil. I couldn't find it. I feel like in past runs to TJ Maxx, I have seen this product there, which is why I just went to my local TJ Maxx rather than going to my local Ulta. I couldn't find that, but I found this. I feel like they're very comparable. I really like this. Never heard of this brand. This is Lucetta Macadamia Oil Hair Moisturizing Serum. Revitalize and nourish, color safe, free of sulfates, parabens, and gluten for normal and dry hair. I like the packaging. What can I say? I'm a sucker for packaging sometimes. This is a very nice glass bottle with a nice pump, and it only cost $5.99. So I feel like it was a good price and it's a good product. I've been enjoying it, but I've never heard of this brand. I didn't buy it because of its reputation. I just bought it because it was there. It was a purchase of opportunity. And so far I have no regrets about it. And the last product that came in the past month is a candle. You guys know normally I don't talk about candles on this channel. I am trying to get to a place where I don't own any candles. It's not that easy, but I have completely stopped purchasing candles over the last few years, with one exception. A very, very good friend of mine from high school, who now lives in Connecticut, has started her own candle company, and I'm so happy for her and so proud of her that I do try to support her business, particularly with buying gifts for other people, but sometimes I burn them for myself because they are just too good to not. Anyways, I was getting my hair done a month or two ago. I'm about due for another hair cut and color, but so maybe 6 weeks ago I was getting my hair done, and I asked my beautician if she was selling candles or if she was interested in selling candles inside of her salon. And she said no, she wasn't selling candles and that she would be interested. So I reached out to my friend who lives in Connecticut and I said, hey, my hairstylist is interested in selling candles at her salon. Are you interested in branching out? Can I connect you two in some way? And I am so excited that my girlfriend's candles are now being sold at my stylist salon. I hope that her customers are just buying them like hotcakes. I hope that my hairstylist is burning them and enjoying them within her salon. These are really good candles. My friend's company is called HYDE nor HARE. And as a thank you, she sent me this candle in the scent Fall Fig. And I just want to shout out her company every chance I get, because I don't know too many business owners. I don't have any personal relationships with anybody else who is selling beauty or home products. So this is really, really, really exciting to me. And I want to shout her out. I get nothing from it. Occasionally I get a free candle, but this is my first free candle. I don't want to make it sound like it's a thing. This is the first time she sent me a free candle, but I was really grateful to her for sending this to me, and I'm so happy to be able to help her business in any way that I can. And I don't know if I've really helped her or not. Time will tell if my hairstylist customers start buying her candles, but I wanted to point out that she did send this to me and that I will be burning it. The Fall Fig scent is fig, apple, caramel, coffee, twigs, and forest. So it's a little bit more complex. It reminds me of a high-end perfume. Like, I have a lot of cheap perfumes that I love, and I have a lot of high-end perfumes that I love, but there is definitely a difference between the cheap perfumes and the high-end perfumes, and it is the level of complexity. Cheap perfumes are simple. They have like one note. They're simple, like 1 cent perfumes. High-end perfumes are complex. And they really take your nose for a little ride. Like, you spray it and you're like, oh, I smell this thing. And then an hour later, you're like, oh no, now I smell this thing. And then by the end of the day, you're like, now I smell this. It's just like a sensory experience with those high-end perfumes, because they layer in these different top notes and base notes and middle notes. I feel like my friend's candles are the same way. Like, there's all these little layers of scents. When I shared this with my friend, she said she could immediately smell the caramel, which is interesting because the second I smell this, I'm smelling the forest. But I haven't burned this yet. It's still brand new. Oh wait, why is this lit? Who burnt this? Somebody lit this and burnt this. It wasn't me. It must have only been lit for like 2 minutes. It's barely been burnt. Anyways, I'm really curious to smell this once it's been burning for a little while, because I think other notes will become more apparent and I'll be able to smell them better. But yeah, HYDE nor HARE. I think she's only shipping to the US right now. So if you live outside of the US, unfortunately right now, I don't think you can access these candles. She's just a one-woman show up in Connecticut. But if you live in the US and you're interested in some vegan candles, here you go. She does always have a sale for Black Friday or Cyber Monday that weekend, and I am planning on stocking up on some of her candles for gifts. When Black Friday rolls around, I like to buy these for my kids' teachers and all the other people that, you know, I would love to give a gift to for the holidays. This is a perfect gift for them. So keep this in mind as we get closer to the holidays. This is a really good gift to just have on hand. I like to have some of these on hand, and that way when a birthday or an occasion rolls around, I'm like, oh, I need a gift, I don't have anything. I could just go to my cabinet and grab one of these candles, stick them in a gift bag, and I'm good to go. I don't have to run out at the last minute and figure out what gift to give to somebody, because this is the perfect gift to give to anybody, just about anybody. There's a couple people you might not give this to, but most people would love a candle like this. So I like to buy them. I like to keep them on hand throughout the year, and then I'm ready to go. She does tend to release like 3 scents, and they're seasonal. So right now she's got this scent plus 2 others. And as we get closer to winter, she'll be switching them out with more winter scents, but this is one of her fall scents. Obviously it's called Fall Fig. And so I'll be really curious to see what new scents she'll be rolling out for the winter, because probably by Black Friday, she'll still have some of her fall scents, but she'll probably be bringing in the winter scents at that time too. So there'll be more to choose from. HYDE nor HARE. Try it out. Okay, let's talk about my low buy bank. like I said, I walked into October with a haul of 52.5 points. It wasn't pretty. I am not counting any of those products that came in this month against my low buy. All of them are categories that are no longer part of my low buy or never were part of my low buy. So I am not counting any points against my low buy this month, and I am going to give myself 5 points out of the empties that I did have for this month. So that leaves me with a balance of negative 47.5 points. Still not good, but I'm feeling a little bit better to be out of the 50s. Something about 47 just sounds so much better than 52. Don't know why, but I'm glad to be out of the 50s. So I am digging my way out of this hole. I'm really glad that none of these products that came in the past month are counting against my low buy. There's really no room for error at this point, but I do have a feeling that there's a product that's going to be coming in the next couple weeks that will be counting against my low buy. So such is life. That's how it goes. All right, you guys, I feel like I've been talking long enough. That is it for this empties and low buy video for the month of October. Thank you so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.